Best of 5 sets live coverage of the Virginia Slims Championship. Navratilova and Seles. Listen to the crowd.
And much of the crowd is already here. Oftentimes they're arriving late, but they're make sure they're here for Martina's support. We know the crowd's going to be behind Martina. And Arthur, do you agree that Martina's first serve percentage throughout this match is going to be one of the big keys?
Yes, certainly, because Monica's return, first or second serve, devastating.
And so far, she's 3 for 3, and she's up 40 love. So that gives you an idea of how important the first serve is.
On that serve, and first game is history. 1 game to love. Navratilova. Monica Seles' first serve game of the match. It's 15 love. She has not lost a serve game in this championship.
And we spoke about Martina's first serve percentage, but Monica's going to be very important also because Martina's going to be coming in on most all Seles' second serves. So of all the 6 points so far, the server's gotten in the first serve every time and won all the points.
Game point, second game. One game more, first set. On Monday, a showdown in the West between arch rivals. San Francisco go to Anaheim to take on the Rams. 49ers, of course, are battling to stay alive for a wild card spot, and the Rams are out to avenge an earlier loss at Candlestick. 15 love, that's, of course, at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Now, Pam, why didn't Seles go for that shot? She could have gotten to it.
Well, I don't know. I was going to make a point, Arthur, how great Martina picked up the return of Monica Seles, and that just is going to be a huge thing that Martina's going to have to do all day long, is pick up tough first volleys off Seles' return. She didn't do it on that last point. The first point was a terrific half volley.
Moving to her left, right down the line.
Ooh. Saw a lot of that in the matches yesterday.
Everyone was shocked how easily Monica defeated Gabriela Sabatini yesterday, 6-1, 6-1. Sabatini does not lose matches like that very often.
15-30. Miss hit just wide. Seles hesitating for a moment, but the call will not be overruled. 30 all. Second ace.
And Martina's still not missed a first serve. She's 7 for 7.
Another ace and the game to Navratilova. No breaks. 2 games to 1. So we're on serve here. 1 game to 2. Seles serving first set. 15 all.
Now these two are the only left-handers in the field in this 16-woman field, so they haven't seen the lefty serve very much.
30-15. Monica Seles has not served a 100-mile-an-hour serve yet. She was 1 mile an hour short of that at 99. Her fastest. Navratilova has served a 100-mile-an-hour serve. Novotna and Capriati are the fastest servers of this championship at 106 each. Game point, Seles. She lost the first point of this game, that's all. Game point. Two games off first set.
We're going to see here Monica Seles tee off on a pretty weak return from Martina.
Yes, anytime she's inside the baseline and has a free swing at it, watch out.
Arthur, you made a point about maybe Monica didn't run like crazy for a shot a couple games ago, and I think in this match it is the only one of the year that the women play 3 out of 5 sets. There might be a couple of balls that you don't chase with the same gusto as you might, particularly early in the match.
Well, if this keeps up, the return of serve stats are going to be very interesting.
So the second serve stats, none. There won't be any.
Upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
You have so many options when Monica is right there inside the baseline. You can go upstairs, down the line, cross court.
Well, everyone knows that one of the shots Monica doesn't like to hit is the lob, so Martina probably will be closing much closer than she would against some other players like Capriati or Sabatini or even Graf, who lob a little bit more.
Could it be all?
One-handed.
Very defensive lob, and Martina puts it away. Game point, Navratilova.
There we see Martina at the net, and on this shot, Pam, Monica did use a one-handed forehand lob, which she lost, but nevertheless.
First double fault.
It was also the first time she hit a second serve, I believe, which is often the case. When, you know, this is now the 5th game of the match, and she hasn't hit a second serve. So no wonder she missed.
Have a game point for Navratilova.
Martina's slice backhand stays very low, and Seles is not as comfortable off a low ball where she might even have to step inside the baseline.
With Navratilova, we're on serve at 3-2. And the other turn with 80. On serve, it's 3-2. Navratilova leads. The players have not been in a lot of trouble on their own serves yet. This is Seles to serve, trailing 2-3. Both players at 89% on first serve so far.
Well, Monica Seles' strengths are passing shots, a power off both sides, and mentally she's the toughest one out there. That's why she's number 1. Her weaknesses, she doesn't lob as effectively as she could. She's uncomfortable at the net, and the crowd will not be for her. Well, because she's not comfortable up at net, Martina tried the drop shot in that last point. And then, of course, the crowd, you heard them moan when Martina missed the shot. So there you see the last 2 of the weaknesses come into play on that last point.
15-all. Monica, it's so funny talking about her volleys and everything. She says, I dream about being a big serve and volley player one day.
I dream about being a big baseliner, too. I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't change anything now after what he did last night, or late yesterday afternoon, winning the doubles with him. Wide.
Well, Martina's strengths are a serve and volley, attacking the opponent's second serve, and sometimes if Seles lets up on the first serve, Martina will come in on the first serve too, and the crowd's going to be behind her.
It's long, rather. Point Seles.
And Martina's weaknesses is if she's not confident with her second serve and Seles starts pounding away, you could see some double faults. Her forehand volley, when it's tight, is a little dodgy, and she's at a disadvantage from the baseline.
Monica Seles holds on 3 games all, first set.
Playing from the baseline where she's very comfortable. Open stance, left-handed forehand down the line. How's that for a description, Pam?
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're on the other side of the net, Arthur, it's very hard to read which way Seles is going. She's got such great racket head speed.
Oh, for either side.
Correct.
Great volley from Martina, who says that when she plays against Seles, she's the one player that Seles cannot hit the ball through when she comes to the net. Dirty love.
And that's a perfect location from Martina. She jammed Seles' right hip, which took the power away from Seles' shot. And Martina has terrific precision with her serve. And that's going to be a key if she can keep that up for 3, 4, 5 sets today.
Woo. Look at those two. Very high.
For the double fault, that's the second.
And you're going to see some double faults from Martina today because she knows if she doesn't hit a good second serve, the point's over anyway. And she hasn't hit that many second serves yet today. I think she'll get better grooved as the match progresses.
Another one, Pam? Sometimes they come in 2s, seldom in 3s.
Big point. 30-15.
Oh, good volley.
Gently over the net, and game point for Navratilova.
Martina was very brave with the second serve that set up this point. She made a great first volley and thought maybe she had that overhead away for the winner. These are the ones I always panic over. Pretty casual there.
40-15 and 3 games all, first set. Navratilova holds again 5 aces so far. That's made a difference. It's 4-3 in set 1. In this championship, or in this match rather. One of the youngest spectators enjoying the tennis. Martina Navratilova was #1 in the world for seems like decades, and we asked her, how has Monica Seles handled being #1?
As a #1, she's had her ups and downs. Certainly she could have handled the Wimbledon situation a lot better. She contradicts herself a lot, but you know, I think she's been good for the game overall because she's just different, and she likes the spotlight, and I think that's always good. You have a new personality out there, and it's just nice to have a change.
A change, of course, taking place in the spring of this year, and Seles was in little trouble in a couple of situations, but held onto it and is now firmly established as #1. She has a 40-love lead in this game, trailing 3-4 first set. Martina tells it like it is, doesn't she?
Every time. When Martina made the comment about Monica being just different, well, you know, Martina sort of has that same thing. People feel that she's a little different. Both appear not only on the sports pages, but they're news right now. They're very big personalities, and that's great for women's tennis.
Still game point. Oh, yeah. Two-handed swing volley for the winner and the game.
Now, Pam, how was that for a volley as we look at that last point again? Monica goes down the line, and here you would expect her to hit an underspin, nice chip, forehand volley, and swings at it from the service line.
And today in practice, she was serving and volleying sometimes. She wasn't trying to come to the net in practice.
High-quality match so far. Good serving especially.
Great serving, but again, that first volley, Martina was in all sorts of awkward position on the first volley, and she managed to dig it out. This is what she's going to have to do all day long today. Watch her get down for this. That is tough because it's coming fast.
Martina Navratilova more than double Monica Seles' age, but they both say that's not going to be a factor because of the great condition that Navratilova is in.
Well, the points are not lasting very long right now, and I think either player's en route to being tired at this pace.
A telephone just rang courtside in the press box, and Martina paused to make sure someone answered it. Maybe it's for her.
Against the top players, Martina has not garnered a losing record. Sabatini, she's way ahead, 13-4. She's also up against Graf Seles. They're even, and Capriati and her are also even at one apiece. Last time they played, Monica Seles, of course, lost. But it was, I guess, the two times before that at the U.S. Open. That was the big one in the final. Seles winning that match. That was wide.
Crowd wanted it.
Game point.
There's a second serve attack. The big difference about this match than at the U.S. Open was Martina's 3 lead-ups into the U.S. Open final were all 3 sets, as we see Seles take a whack at Martina's second serve. But remember, the semi-final win that Martina had over Graf at the Open was 7-6, 6-7, 6-4, which is a lot different than yesterday's 6-1, 6-4.
On the other hand, Seles, as we've already said, had herself a very tough semi-final as well. Craig Cotton in the middle. Billie Jean King is closest to you. They are both coaching Martina Navratilova.
So from 40-15 up, Martina now sees a deuce point. There was like a strobe flash camera in the back, right in Martina's vision as she went to serve.
Steered that one, didn't she?
She's getting nervous,
well,
I think.
And that's also a big decision for Martina to make. With a deuce on a second serve, does she serve volley? Does she serve and stay back? So she hit a decent second serve, but she didn't feel comfortable at the back of the court.
There have been no break points until this moment.
Another match point against Capriati at Wimbledon.
Seles came back and hit the passing shot, and she has the break unbelievably. 5-4. She'll serve for the first set, and the match's most pivotal point so far, Pam.
Well, Martina hit a decent volley here, and she should have put this forehand volley away, but you can see she mishit it, and that opened up the court for Seles. Now here's the forehand volley. Can you see the racket? She doesn't make a good swing at it at all, and the crowd right now thinks Martina's won the point. Seles is chasing that one. You know she's got it. She's psyched. She's going to serve for the first set now.
Meantime, Seles has only missed 2 first serves, including that one, in the match. She's also only 4 points on serve. And let me remind you again that she has not lost her serve in the championship. So she's played 3 matches without losing serve.
She's only lost 8 games.
And Martina broke her serve comfortably in Oakland a couple of weeks ago, fairly often. So I'll be surprised if she doesn't get a better groove on the serve.
This hit of the backhand side, Craig Carden says that she has been hitting her backhand topspin a little bit better, with not quite as much slice. But that one was a clear miss hit. Very low.
Martina made a great play. She realized she had Seles stretched out enough to Seles' right that she could sneak in behind the ball. Here it is. Martina plays a 3/4 court volley into the open court that gives her enough of an advantage to play the slice backhand volley. Okay, second serve, 30-15. Martina's going to try and get in on this one.
Down the middle.
Take away the angle. Whoops.
Oh, bad bounce, maybe. Oh, just a misjudge.
No, that looked like a bad bounce.
There are, exactly, Cliff. There are, I don't know what it quite is. The ground maybe underneath the Supreme Court that's a little rough, but there are some bad bounces often.
There's the first set to Monica Seles, the #1 player in the world from Yugoslavia, now living in Florida, just 17 years old. Best of 5 sets, though. In this match, the only best of 5 set match that is played on the women's tour all year long.